So, you sat outside Walmart 4 hours, 5 hours, longer than that. You went on Target, Best Buy, Walmart, refreshed your browser, waited for that drop. You had sleepless nights sitting up watching YouTubers live, refreshing their websites, but you finally got it. The question is, was it worth it? What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Darren Bostic, and this is D-Boss Tech. If you've been in my channel before, you know I do drone tech reviews. Now today I'm gonna do a review on the PlayStation 5. That's a popular item right now, people going crazy. Same thing with the Xbox, but I think the PlayStation 5 has really killed it with this popularity thing. Still sold out, people waiting for drops. A lot of people were able to get one before Christmas, but we still got those people out there that are waiting. So just want to kind of break it down. Maybe you kind of teetering to see, is it really worth it? Was it worth it? All these people sitting out there, was it worth it doing it? So let's just get into it a little bit. So first off, everybody looks at the PlayStation 5. They think it's big. This is behemoth. It is what it is. It's nice size. I got it sitting here. Now you can see that's quite a large system, which really is not a deal breaker for me because I've got space to sit it. You can lay it down, you can stand it up. So that's not a real big thing to me. It's white. Well, it's more like a light gray, so brings a lot of attention. If you got a darker room, may not fit with your color decor. Yeah, that's right, I said color decor. But people are going out there customizing the plates already. They're easy to take off. You can take them off. PlayStation actually made where you can take these off easily to take a vacuum or something to just kind of dust out the fans, that if it's collecting any type of dust. So you can change it up if you want to. The color of that white's just not working for you, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some third-party companies out there that are coming out with skins. I've seen some guys already you send it into them, they'll paint it, send it right back to you. So if that's what it is, case may be. I'm gonna keep mine white. Maybe later on I get like a vinyl coating or something just to put on it, but the white right now is fine, I like it. So it is, I mean, it's a powerhouse. It's got a lot of power into it. It's got your 16 gigs of RAM. It's got that Radeon 2, Radeon 8, whatever it is. Who cares? Is it fast? Yes, it is. So next thing is performance. Does it really do what people saying it's do? Is it really worth sitting out there in those lines? Is it fast? Can I get that 4K, that 60 frames per second, that 120? Yeah, you can. You can actually get 8. It's an 8K supported device, but a lot of times we don't have 8Ks. I don't know. I don't have an 8K TV in my house, so that's a little bit down the line. That's more future proofing. But the 60K, the 120, 4K, we can do that. So I'm pretty sure you'll be able to notice with that 120, 60. Right now, a lot of games aren't really pushing 120. Like right now, Call of Duty, that's really a game that'll show you some performance on that 4K. 120 frames, you'll be able to see that smooth fluidity when you're moving left and right. You don't see all that blurred stuff to you. So that's really cool to be able to check out if you can get your TV or something. But for right now, a lot of stuff are pushing 60 frames per second, which is fine. I mean, that's a lot of times what gamers are doing. But serious gamers, we do want to see that 120 frames per second, so we don't see that blurriness going down. Just with the graphic user interface, me going into it, it's showing snappy, it's different, it's a new look, it's clean. I don't have any problems with it. I've scrolled back and forth. You're able to choose different settings and it's cool. I think it's a lot better than what the PlayStation 4 was. The PlayStation did step their game up with that because throughout the years they did updates that made things run smoother, but PlayStation 5 is definitely give you that next generation feel. So next, what I really want to get into is the speed. You know, because we got 16 gigs of DDR6 RAM into this thing and it's pushing the Ryzen 8 processor. So with that combination, you can get some really nice gameplay and you can get some smooth movements. Even what's really killing with that SSD, it gives us an 825 gigabyte SSD, which I'm not quite so happy about because 825, that's kind of odd. Normally we have a 500 gig, your 1 terabyte, your 1.5 or your 2 gigs. Sony only gave us 825. With 4K gaming, 8K gaming, even just 1080p gaming, these games are taking up a lot of space, especially if you got Call of Duty I think Call of Duty itself is almost taking like 200 something gigs. So I really wish they would have give us the full terabyte. Give us 2, that would have even been better, but I guess we got to get what we can take. What they did do is make an expansion slot, so you can take those NVMe SSDs and we can buy those aftermarket. You can look online right now. They're going to be pretty expensive. I think I've seen maybe 1-2 terabytes around 200, 250. So they're not going to be cheap. I expect down the line that these things should go down because there are going to be other companies that are going to be producing. Of course, we want to try to get something from a name brand company that has good quality to it, or that's matching to the SSD that's in there. We don't want to get something lower quality that's kind of mess up the performance. So hopefully third-party companies will come out and they'll give us something better, more competitive prices. Because once you get a cheaper company, then these bigger companies got to kind of lower their prices if they want to compete with those. And especially how many PlayStation 5s are selling, that's going to be a game killer right there, just getting expansion. Me, myself, I just took one of my regular SSDs just to plug into it. And I think I've seen before, I've got a unboxing video and talked about how you can add that SSD right into a USB slot. Now we can save our PlayStation 4 games on there right now, but PlayStation 5, I think we're gonna wait for an update to be able to use that storage to save those PlayStation 5 games on there. But right now, I mean, a lot of games are PlayStation 4, they're upgrades, so you can at least save the PlayStation 4 data to that SSD, and then all your PlayStation 5 data you can actually save to the system. So that'll kind of help mitigate that. Because I mean, right now I've got Madden, Call of Duty, Miles Morales, a couple things like that. And I think I may have 100 gigs left, but I've added that SSD, so that kind of helped take up some of that space that things are going on. Our next category, just talk about games. Right now, like I just said, Miles Morales, that's one of the really good games that are showing with the good ray tracing. And what ray tracing is, it's that reflection of light. If you're able to see car windows or store windows and you can see your reflection directly off of it, that's that ray tracing. That's that next generation gaming that makes things feel a lot more realistic. At the sun setting or something like that, the colors start to change differently. You can just see reflections of puddles of water on the ground. So that ray tracing just kind of gives us that realism and next generation gaming, which is pretty cool. And I've tested it out in Miles Morales, and it's pretty cool. So another game I got is also Call of Duty Cold War. I've got the PlayStation 4 version, which I was able to upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version. And it was $10 just to upgrade that, so which isn't bad, because if you go buy the PlayStation 5 version, it's $70. So kind of evens itself out, but does make a difference. Like with Madden itself, the playbooks are different. The way the players move are different. You can see more details in the grass in the stadium, even with the fans in the stadium. Things are a lot different when it's coming to those upgrades from a PlayStation 4 version up to a PlayStation 5. And just like Call of Duty, same thing. You can upgrade that. And the Madden itself was free. I think EA Sports are doing free upgrades for most of their games. I know Madden for sure. Not sure about 2K21 or NBA The Show. But I know Call of Duty, I had to pay that $10, which, like I said, isn't that bad. But Miles Morales, it was, I bought the PlayStation 5 version, so I already had that PlayStation 5. But you can definitely see a difference, because what it does was kind of upscale. You're getting the PlayStation 4 Pro, that's the one that came out with 4K. So that was giving us anywhere from 4K, 30 frames, 25 to maybe 30, 40 frames. And the PlayStation 5 is either giving you that 60 frames, or like I said, with Call of Duty, you're getting 120 frames, which is crazy. I mean, the fluidity on that thing is just being able to play a game at 120 frames per second. It's definitely a game changer. And like I said, with the ray tracing combination of that, next generation gaming, that's what we're getting into. But overall, like I said, the games are cool. I've heard some mixed reviews about this Cyberpunk 2077. I did get that for Christmas. And I played a little bit of it. I haven't experienced any of the game glitches that a lot of people are talking about. They're talking about the quality of the game, how things, just kind of comparing it to Grand Theft Auto and things like that. So it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I haven't played much of it, but I have had a chance to just kind of get through the game, do a couple of training missions, and actually start to get into doing real missions. So the gameplay so far has been good to me. I mean, I'm playing it on PlayStation 5. So the PlayStation 4 version which is the only one available. I think next year they're talking about an upgrade for Cyberpunk, which is going to allow us to do the PlayStation 5 version, which is going to give us up to that 60K. I mean, that's 60 frames per second with the 4K. So looking forward to that. And hopefully they'll push a lot of bugs, patches that'll fix all these issues that we're having with this the Cyberpunk game. It was supposed to be like the best release of 2020, and you know, a lot of people are disappointed. PlayStation Store is actually giving people their money back if they did a digital download. So I've got the disc. I'm not going to send it back. I'm gonna hold on to it, and because it actually came in a nice little package with stickers and free trials for this and that. So it's pretty cool, and it came with 2 discs. So I'm going to keep it, and hopefully next year we can get some different things going on with it. Some other things are just as far as the quality of it, because my PlayStation 4 back, it heat up after 5 minutes, and I think it sounded like it made some noise. I had to turn on my TV because the jet engine, I'm trying to cool down the CPUs and stuff like that was so bad. So the sound of it, like right now I have it plugged in, can't hear anything. I just kind of lean over to it. It will amp up a little bit, but nowhere near the sound that the PlayStation 4 makes. It's actually pretty quiet. Sony actually went more into detail to encasing it to more like a soundproof, shockproof type thing. So it does have a lot reduced sound, runs pretty quietly. The controller is what's really the difference that we have now. So like the PlayStation 4 controller was a little more slender. This one's a little more fatter. It's got a little bit more texture around the back of it just for better grip. The colors are actually, you know, the look of it in the front is actually different. So you can look here, the light bars are here. Before a PlayStation 4, those light bars were reflecting right here at the beginning, just depending on what game you were playing or whatever player you were playing a particular game. But now we got the lights here on the sides, and there's also a light here that shows you what player you are. So right now it's just, I've got it on, so you can see player 1. So there we go. You can just see that small light there. But just depending on what player you are, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would change. Also, like I spoke before, this has a built-in mic, so you do still need a headset or something if you want to talk to your friends. But say you're in between things and you don't have the headset right next to you, you can actually talk through this microphone. There's also a mute button here that you can mute all the sound. If you press it one time, but you'll see it'll turn. Or I guess I'd have to have a game started, but don't have a game started right now. But it'll turn orange if you press it just to mute it. You can actually hold it down and that'll mute all the sound from the TV and everything. So that's pretty cool that you have that those options to do that just from the controller. And a lot of times, like I said, if a friend comes in, they want to do a party chat, they'll have my mic right at the moment. I can actually talk to them through the speaker, and yeah, from what I've heard, my friends can hear me pretty clearly. So, but when you get into like loud gaming or something like that, you're gonna probably need a headset or something just to be able to hear better when you're gaming. But the star of this controller here is the adaptive triggers. Now, I didn't have a chance to try them before when I did the unboxing. Again, check out that unboxing if you haven't seen it. But these back triggers here, the L1 and the R2 and L2, these triggers, what they mean, adaptive. So depending on what game you play, let's just say with Call of Duty, I've noticed when I start Call of Duty and I've got my gun, it actually has resistance when I get to this point, like a real trigger. So I actually have to press it harder and click it, like like you're actually pulling a real trigger. So which is really cool, where it helps you to get more immersed into these games. And just running, like with Madden, it tightens up. Call of Duty also, when you pull this trigger, as the gun vibrates, this trigger actually pushes back and vibrates like you're actually pulling a real trigger. So I mean, that's really cool, just being able to feel that. And it does make a difference when you're playing the game, because it gives you that feel, which is, that haptic feedback. So this also has different motors in it, because before PlayStation had two of their dual shock motors here that were a little heavier, just kind of give you a rumble. But this, you can feel the difference between different surfaces, just like with Astro's Playland. That's a game that is installed on your PlayStation in the beginning. So Sony gives you that game for free, and it's really good for being able to use examples of how this controller works, as far as like running through the sand or swimming through water, sliding on ice. Like, it also, just something about it, the way it vibrates to the top and the middle and the controllers, it really makes you feel like you're into the game. As far as the sound with you're walking through sand, you can hear the sand through the microphone as it's swishing around your feet, or if you're walking on a hard surface, you can hear the click, click, click right into it. So that's really good with this controller. This controller really was a game changer, and I really applaud Sony for bringing something out like that, because there's no other game system right now that really has it. Like Xbox, they just kind of came with their old controller, which is fine because some people like the Xbox controller, so their motto is if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I think we can also anytime just use different upgrades. You know, sometimes change is better, and I think this really was a good change for the better, because I really like this controller, and I actually purchased a second one. So I've got two of them, and like I said, these adaptive triggers are something I can't wait till other games come out that'll be able to use this. And like I said, with Astro's Playland, just say the little robot jumps into a suit and it has springs on it. So when you're pressing this, it feels like a spring, like it bounces back and forth like a spring, which is really cool. I really do like that about this this controller. Also having that USB charging and having this rechargeable battery. So whenever your controller dies, you can just plug it up. And Sony's always been good for that. Xbox is a little bit different. I think with their baseline controllers, it actually has two AA batteries in there, but it's 2020, next generation, time to have a rechargeable battery, use USB-Cs, and move on from there. Another thing I just want to mention is also the load times. Like with the PlayStation, even with PlayStation 4 games. So let's just say you got a game that's just PlayStation 4, but you play it in the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 will actually speed up these load times. Like with Miles Morales, I'll have an example up there, we can look at it. But if you see, just going into Miles Morales, the game really doesn't do any loading. It has a blank screen that's probably brief for about 2-3 seconds, but we actually get right into the game and it goes to start. And as soon as I hit start, I can go load, and I'll hit load and I'm playing the game. That's just really good with this SSD that's installed into this next generation console. It really does kill these load times. Call of Duty still does do a little loading, but like I said, with the PlayStation 4 games that you're playing on PlayStation 5, the load time is decreased. And that's pretty cool, because you know, some of these games just sitting around waiting for them to load. They try to give you, I don't know, something to watch while it's loading, which is fine. But if games can load almost instantly or cut down half the time, that's really great. So I do like that about the PlayStation 5, that the load times are different, and not just having PlayStation 5 games that load different, but PlayStation 4 games that are played on the 5 have that reduced time. So that's really cool to me. Oh guys, and one thing I forgot to mention, in the PlayStation Store, what they have now for PlayStation, just exclusive for PlayStation 5, they got a PS Collection. So this PS Collection gives you free downloads with your PlayStation Plus membership. So you're paying $60 a year, which is not bad at all. But they give you 20 games that you can download. And these are PlayStation 4 games, but they're all classic games. Like you're looking at your Mortal Kombat, your God of War, Last of Us, some other things like that. I'll have it up on the screen. You guys just kind of check out a few of those games. But I think that's really cool, and it's worth mentioning when you're talking about is this thing really worth getting? Because those 20 games itself, those are classics, and those are things that people really enjoyed in the past. So download this if you got those PlayStation games. And also, if you don't have enough space, just hit that add to library when you do go to those games. You don't have to specifically download it, but just hit add to library. So it'll be in your library. You don't download it, but it's still in that library. So if it does go away, you still have access to download them. And that'll be good to use that SSD for. So check them out. Just to answer my question from the beginning, you saw that title. Is it really worth it? I think it was really worth it. Everything I went through to get this game was worth it. The performance, the load times, the new games, the new controller, the haptic feedback, the triggers, all that stuff was worth me sitting in line, being online, trying to get it through these carts, watching YouTubes. It was worth it. So ask yourself that question. Is it worth it to you? So thanks again, guys, for checking out my channel. Check out some of my other videos. I have some stuff coming, and I got some accessories that I want to do some reviews on for the PlayStation 5, the headset. I got another controller. You kind of know all the features of that. And also I've got the charging stand. So those are just a couple things. I don't feel like I really need the remote, but the remote seems pretty cool, maybe down the line. But I do have that headset I like to do a review on because it's pretty cool. PlayStation has specialized also with their 3D audio. So not even just having a controller with your TV, but with this controller, it really does show you it's something here, something here, something above me. You really can tell the difference or decipher where these sounds are coming from. So that's pretty cool. I hope you guys stay tuned. And like I said, if you like my videos, hit that like button, subscribe, share it to your friends. And you know, like I said, this PlayStation thing is really cool out here right now. So check it out. And like always, See you in the next one.